A very good morning to you, dear students, to your geography class. Today we will learn chapter 10, Field Trip. Look at this collage, students. These are pics of children going outdoors to watch the animals, flowers, plants along with their teacher. Here you see another teacher who is preparing a checklist of the things to do for the trip to these places. The school is ready for the field trip. Here you can see the bus over here. We will be learning about a field trip, which I am sure you have gone out with your school, haven't you all, children? How exciting is it, right? You will really enjoy learning this lesson. You will see what is required for a field trip, the do's and don'ts, precautions to be taken. It is going to be a very exciting and informational lesson. Come students, I am taking you all on a virtual trip to Agra to see the Taj Mahal. This is a 360 degrees virtual trip tour to the Taj Mahal. After watching this video, you have to tell me what did you observe about the Taj Mahal, its surroundings. You have to tell me everything, okay students?
For all my friends who are not in India and wish to see the Taj Mahal someday, here is a glimpse in 360. If you move your devices, you would be able to see what is around me, and I'll take you through a 360 walkthrough of the Taj Mahal.
I hope you enjoyed watching this 360 virtual tour, students, of the Taj Mahal. Now tell me, what did you observe about the Taj Mahal? How does it look? What are things on it? What did you observe about the structure? What did you like about the surroundings? What did you find in the surrounding area around the Taj Mahal? I want to write down. Okay, students? And let's go ahead. Finally, students, we'll come to the explanation of this lesson. In this module, you'll learn things required for the field trip, how to observe while traveling on a field trip, what are learning objectives. In this lesson, you'll learn about introduction to field trip, the definition of field trip, purpose of field trip, preparations and plans you will be doing for the field trip, important items to be carried, safety precautions, types of field trips, importance of questionnaire. The questionnaire, you have to prepare a questionnaire, so they will show you how to prepare a questionnaire and what is the importance. And lastly, report writing. At the end of the field trip, you have to prepare a report. What have you seen in the field trip? What have you observed, all the things around of the structure and all. So they have to prepare a report. So you'll all see this in this explanation. Pay attention, children. Thank you.
Let us discuss our learning objectives for today. Field trips play a vital role in the school curriculum, which serves a wide range of benefits in several ways, including learning and teaching. So today we are going to see introduction to field trip, then definition of field trip, what are the different purpose of field trip, preparations and plans of field trip, then what are the important items which need to be carried during the field trips, safety precautions during the field trips, then different types of field trips, what is questionnaire and importance of questionnaire, and report writing. So let us discuss the introduction to field trip. Now the field trip is an important method of geography. Through field trips, one can get a first-hand experience of geographical factors and processes. For example, about different places, objects, etc. Educational field trip plays a vital role in the school curriculum, which serves a wide range of benefits in several ways, including learning and teaching. One of them is that they help students to learn through authentic experience and can be an interesting way to explore new things for both the learners and the teacher. In terms of educational, students have ample opportunity to witness new things, learn about new environment at their own pace and immerse themselves in an authentic experience. Most importantly, field trips contribute greatly to build self-confidence and foster a sense of teamwork. It is essential to plan the field trip accordingly to the topic, place, and duration of the visit. So, here is the definition of field visit or field trip. A field trip is a visit to an area outside of the normal classroom where children or students can try new things, have different experience, and learn valuable life lessons. A field trip can be to countless locations where students can see new sights and have hands-on opportunities in a wide variety of experiences. It is also defined as an educational procedure by which the students obtain first-hand information by observing places, objects, phenomena, or activities and process in their natural setting to further learning. So students, let us see the purpose of field visit or field trip. Geography is a science to be learned through observation. So, field trip is an important method of geography. Field study gives us an opportunity to get first-hand information of the new place having a different location, climate, and landforms. Students learn the relationship between physical and cultural factors and how man adapts himself accordingly. Geographical concepts can be easily understood with the help of field trips. It serves as a means of arousing specific interest in materials, objects, place, or process. Field trips are useful for understanding the relationship between man and environment. We get an opportunity to interact with local people, know about their culture, food, clothing, and understand their problems. With the help of field trips, students develop the feeling of belonging to these regions, and their skill of observation and reasoning also improves. So, students, following preparations and planned should be done before while going for a field visit or a field trip. So, first one is deciding the place. So, deciding an appropriate place for the field visit, selecting the means of transportation, and duration of the field visit should be planned well ahead. For example, selecting a place like fort or factory, hill station, etc. The next one is deciding the purpose. Now, deciding the objectives of the field visit and the elements which will be observed in the field visit should be decided. For example, visiting a village to understand the problems which are faced by rural people in their daily life and finding solution. Next one, collecting important documents. Collecting important documents like the location of map, permission letters, etc. Example, for a visit to a factory, permission letter of the factory owner is required. The next one is preparing for emergencies. Preparing for emergencies is very important. For example, carrying first aid kit, GPS, enabled mobile phone, dry snacks, water bottle, etc. Next one, preparing the budget. With the help of a teacher, make a budget and plan the travel, stay, and food expenses. Next one, planning the journey. Study the location map and the route map of a place which need to be visited. Distance, transport route should be planned. Also, plan the time of departure and the entire schedule of the visit. The last one is making the list of items required. For example, water bottle, dry snacks, book, pen, pencil, binocular, compass, camera, etc. So students, the items which we will take with us for the field visit or a field trip are notebook, pen, pencil, camera, binoculars, etc. to collect information, magnetic compass, GPS, enabled mobile phone, and also maps to know directions and locate various places, iCard, water bottle, cap, and a first aid box are a must, Ziploc bag for collecting samples, carrying a questionnaire and information booklet about the place to be visited, carry some bags to discard any trash. So students, what precautions will you take continuously during the field visit or a field trip? So strictly obey instructions which are given by the teachers. ensure safety of oneself and others, carry first aid box, identity cards, etc. for emergency, note down information which are gathered immediately in the notebook and preserve the book and samples collected carefully. Take photographs of sites and people wherever necessary during the field visit. Safeguard the natural surroundings and the historical monuments during the visit. Do not litter and cause any inconvenience or harm to anybody. Now students, one of the important objectives of a field visit is to pay a visit to an office in order to understand the kind of work done there. Now, in this lesson, a visit to the election office has been provided. Different types of informations are collected during a field trip. Prior permission should be obtained from the concerned office before fixing the date and time of the visit. Now, as you can see here, all these four images, that is figure 10.1 to figure 10.4, are there in your textbook page number 69. Now students, as you can see here, figure 10.1 shows the visit to the election office. Figure 10.2 is a map of the electoral constituency. Now what is electoral constituency? It is the map of the electoral area or electoral district. Figure 10.3 is a sample of electoral roll. Now what is electoral roll? It is an official list of the people in the district who are entitled to vote in an election. Figure 10.4 is a electronic voting machine. Now it is also known as EVM. Instead of issuing ballot paper, the person will press the ballot button, which enables the voter to cast their vote. Now students, let us understand what is a questionnaire. A questionnaire is a set of printed or written questions with a choice of answers devised for the purpose of survey or statistical study. A questionnaire is a research instrument consisting of series of questions for the purpose of gathering information. The data collected from the data collection questionnaire can be both qualitative as well as quantitative in nature. A questionnaire may or may not be delivered in the form of a survey, but a survey always consists of a questionnaire. Here is an example. This image, as you can see here, is an example of a questionnaire. Now students, in this lesson, a sample of questionnaire regarding a visit to the election office has been provided. So please go through this questionnaire. This kind of questionnaire is used for obtaining information from any office. Now visit to election division office at the taluka and district level. Now here are the different questions as you can see here. So the first one is name of the office. Then, what is the designation of the chief at this office? What are the different duties performed by this office? Who directs the work carried out in the election division? Which are the various elections conducted through this office? From where do they get the additional manpower required during election? How many days prior to election is the notice given? Who does the work of enlisting new voters and updating the electoral list? Who conducts the training program for the elections? Which are the licenses you issued by the office during the elections? How many people are appointed at the polling center during voting? When is the voting of official appointed for election duty taken and how? What are the timings of voting? Is the timing of voting extended under special circumstances? What efforts are taken to make the process of voting transparent? Tell the advantages as well as disadvantages of voting machine, that is EVM. How are voting machines obtained? Since when are the voting machines being used? What actions needs to be taken if the voting machine becomes faulty? How was voting conducted earlier? The code of conduct is applicable for how many days before and after the election? Now, what is the code of conduct, students, here means? It is a set of guidelines which are issued by the Election Commission of India for conduct of political parties and candidates during elections, mainly with respect to speeches, polling day, polling booths, portfolios, general conduct, etc. Which departments do you seek help from to conduct the election? In which circumstances are by elections held? What do you do if the candidates get equal votes? Who declares the end result of the election in the public? Does the office maintain records of the earlier elections? Do you issue certificates to the elected candidates? And who signs these certificates? Now, after you collect information from the office you visited, you have to write a report. Now, what is a field report? Field report require the researcher to combine theory and analyze, learn in the classroom with methods of observation and practice applied outside of the classroom. The purpose of field report is to describe an observed person or a place or event and to analyze that observation data in order to identify and categorize common themes in relation to the research problems during the study. The data is in the form of notes taken during the observation, but it can also include any other form of data gathering such as you can use maps, tables, layouts, graphs, pictures, and photographs or audio recordings. Now, as you can see here, students, all these points are considered while writing the report. So, starting with introduction, personnel working in the office, nature of the work in the office, problems encountered or solutions, acknowledgement, list of references. So, report writing can be either individually or in a group form. So students, here we have few examples of different types of field trips, that is visit to a forest, then visit to a farmland, visit to a river, visit to industry, visit to a nature park, visit to a museum. Few more examples, visit to aquarium, visit to agricultural land, visit to a zoo, etc. So students, let's have a quick recap of what we have learned today. So students, today we learned about the field trip or field visit, which plays a vital role in school curriculum, which serves a wide range of benefits in several ways including learning and teaching. We can define field visit as an educational procedure by which the students obtain first-hand information by observing places, objects, phenomena or activities and processes in their natural setting to further learning. Geography is a science to be learned through observation. Field study gives us an opportunity to get first-hand information of the new place having a different locations, climate and landforms. Through field trips, we learned the relationship between the physical and cultural factors and how man adapts himself accordingly. With the help of field trip, We get an opportunity to interact with local people, know about their culture, food, clothing, and understand their problems. Following preparations and plans will be made for field visit or field trip, that is, deciding the place, deciding the purpose, collecting important documents, preparing for emergencies, preparing the budget, planning the journey, making a list of items required. Then important items which are carried during the field trip or visit are notebook, pen, pencil, camera, binoculars, GPS, magnetic compass, maps, eye cards, water bottle, cap, and a first aid box, etc. Precautions that we will take during field trip is ensure safety of oneself and others, carry first aid box, identity cards for emergency, safeguard the natural surroundings and the historical monuments during the visit. Then we also learned about the questionnaire. That is, a questionnaire is a research instrument consisting of series of questions for the purpose of gathering information. Then report writing, that is, after we collect information from the office visited, we have to write a report. For this, one can use maps, tables, layouts, graphs, pictures, and photographs. Thank you students for listening and watching my video. I hope that you like my video. Thank you very much.